Well, it's time for our science segment now, and today we're revisiting the Androcur scandal. This medication for acne, hair loss, or hirsutism, described as miraculous when it was released in the 1980s, has caused tumours in thousands of patients. An association for those victims is now demanding accountability from the government. Our science editor, Julia Seeger, joins us with more details. Hi, Julia.
Hi.
So take us through just what happened here.
So Androcur was introduced to the market by a German lab called Bayer in 1980 and experienced really a rapid success from the get-go. It was first prescribed, as you said, for acne, but also hair loss, and this condition where women tend to develop a lot of coarse and dark hair in areas where women don't usually have hair, so mainly on the face, chest, and back. But later it was also prescribed as a contraceptive and for irregular periods. And the reason why is because it contains cyproterone acetate, which is a derivative, if you will, of progesterone. So it inhibits the effects of male sex hormones. Now, on paper, everything worked well until 2004, where voices within the medical environment started raising concerns about the link to the risk of developing what we call meningiomas. These are tumors of the meninges. The meninges are the cells that are protecting the brain, but also the spinal cord. And most of the time, in 75 to 80% of cases, these tumors are actually benign. And what we saw in those women that developed this is that when they stopped the medication, the tumor reduced and even disappeared. But in some cases, there were more severe cases, of course, and it even became life-threatening. And in 2007, it's a neurosurgeon by the name of Sebastian Frolick that became really the whistleblower on this case. But it was only in 2011 that they actually changed and introduced on Androcur's label the risk of tumors, and they also changed the prescription and restricted it to the cases of to treat prostate cancer and severe hirsutism, as you said. So Sebastian Frolick didn't stop there. He went a little further, and two studies came out. And what resulted is that they found out that the risk of meningioma was multiplied by 7 in women who had taken that medication for at least 6 months, and by 20 in women who had taken the medication for over 5 years. So the study really confirmed this link between this medication of Androcur and meningiomas in about 500 patients over the course of 10 years. But it also created a link with 2 other medications by the name of Luteinizumab and Lutein. These are progestogen medications as well.
Okay, so it suggests that there is a cumulative effect there. Now, you said that around 500 patients were affected, suffering meningiomas, but in reality, that could be a lot more.
It could indeed. The Association of Victims considers that between 2007 and 2023, 4,000 women were operated to take those meningiomas out. And each time it was due to a progesterone medication. So this is why today we're talking, it's resurfacing, we're talking about this in the French media. And the reason why is because the association filed 2 complaints against the French government. They accused the government of not giving enough information to the doctor prescribing these medication, but also to the patients. And so far, there are currently 20 cases that have already been reviewed by the court, and 450 that are still being prepared.
No doubt, perhaps more in the coming years. Now, what about the responsibility of the pharmaceutical companies here?
Well, it's a really good question. Bayer Laboratories has said that they actually collaborated as early as 2008 when all of this came out. It's going to be a long process, and the reason why is because in France, the administrative court doesn't have the authority to really prosecute laboratories, but it does have the authority to determine the percentage of responsibility for various financial reparation. Now, if we look at what happened with the mediator, this is another huge scandal here in France. It was an anti-diabetic drug that was used for weight loss for women. What we saw is that the state took care of 30% of financial reparation, leaving 70% to the lab. So this is what could happen in this case. It's going to take a lot of time. It could go way beyond France as well, because you have to understand that this type of molecule is also used by men trying to transition towards becoming women, to get rid of the chest hair, for instance. And the question here is really, are they aware of the side effects when they start this transition? Are they told the type of side effects that can be associated to high quantities of this type of molecule?
Thank you very much, Julia Seeger there, reporting from our science desk. Well,